Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben's podcast. I hope that you're enjoying the podcast so far. Remember to click that subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening to so that you get notified when new podcasts come up. And remember to follow me on all my social media channels, Gardening with Ben on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. And in the description is a link to my merchandise shop where we sell some fantastic gardening t-shirts and hoodies for you to wear down in the garden or when you're out and about. So grab yourself a brew, sit back, relax and enjoy today's episode. So hello and welcome to today's episode. In today's episode we're going to talk about what we've been up to down on the plot. It's been a couple of weeks since my last episode. As you know, it's always busy for me. So sometimes it's hard to record these episodes, but hopefully we'll get a few recorded for July for you. So today I've been down on my plot. It's been absolutely gorgeous weather down here in Sheffield, but it has rained a lot recently, so that made it very easy for working down on the plot. And obviously with the rain comes the weeds, so there's always plenty of weeding to be done. So today I was mainly picking all my strawberries as they're coming to the end now of being picked, and now I am on to picking all my raspberries, and these are mainly my summer variety of raspberries. They are absolutely delicious. Now I have two varieties of raspberries on my plot. I've got summer raspberries and autumn raspberries, so that I get my summer crop first and then I'll get my autumn crop afterwards. So I've got a long period of time when I can be picking my raspberries on my plot. So I've picked the remaining of my strawberries and now they are all sending out the runners. If you've never grown strawberries before, at the end of the fruiting time they start sending out the runners, which are new plants which can be planted. Now what you need to do on those runners is have a look underneath the new plant and they'll start sending out little roots. Don't cut them off yet. What you need to do is pop them into a plant pot, shove it into the soil. You don't have to use compost, you can use soil. Shove it in, and once it's taken root in about a week or so, then you can cut the cord what is joining it onto the plant and it should start to grow itself. And then you can either plant it later on in the year or you can then plant it next year ready for it to be grown. So that is about replanting your new strawberry plants. And you can replace old strawberry plants what haven't done very well, or you can increase your crop by having more and more strawberry plants. And I'll certainly be increasing my crop, as you certainly can never have enough strawberries. I must have had about 10 big bowlfuls off my plot this year. They've done absolutely fantastic. The rain has really helped them swell, and obviously the warm weather has made them grow as well, so that has been great down on my plot. So hopefully I'll get even more crops next year. I'm even looking at moving one of my beds, because one of my beds doesn't do as well as the other two beds where it's situated, so I'm thinking about moving that bed to a new bed this year. So I was down on the plot today. I did a Facebook live and an Instagram live, so if you're not following me on them, you can check me out on Gardening with Ben on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll be able to check back on my live videos and have a look around my plot and see what it's looking like at the moment. So we've been doing quite a bit of weeding. I've been weeding around where my garlic is and weeding around my onions. These are my set onions and my seed onions. They're both doing really well. My set onions are starting to go to seed at the top, so I need to keep those cut off. If you notice little bulbs growing on the top, cut them off, as they take all the strength and the food away from the plant and they think that they've finished growing. But if you cut them off, they'll carry on growing and hopefully get a bit bigger, maybe. But my plan is to have an experiment to see which ones actually do the best, whether it's seed onions or set onions. And my followers are saying that the seed onions probably will do better than the set onions, but we will have to see which ones do best. So far the set onions are the biggest, but we'll see if the seed onions make a comeback and get bigger than the set onions. I have to keep remembering set onions and seed onions, set onions, seed onions. So yeah, I also had a good look around my plot today, and I've noticed that my peas are starting to get pods on them. They're obviously in the early stages, so they need lots of water to get them swelling up and create the peas in them. And if you're like me, you'll end up eating all your peas down on the plot rather than taking them home to cook, as they do taste absolutely delicious when they're fresh from the pod. I'm sure you'll all agree. And also I've been looking at my squashes. I'm trying a lot of different varieties of squashes this year down on the plot. I've never really concentrated on growing squashes, so this is the first year, and I'm going to be seeing what they taste like, what they grow like, and how they do. So I've been looking at one today, and it's got a nice size squash on it. I can't remember the variety, unfortunately. I forgot to label them up. I'm sure a lot of you do the same. You plant stuff and you forget to put the labels in, so I'll have to see what it grows like and then identify it once it's grown big enough. So I've got plenty of different squashes, and also I've had a look at my cucumber plants, as I've planted my Market More variety of cucumbers outdoors this year, as I'm not getting a chance to go down and water. Thankfully it's raining, so I keep planting stuff outside and hoping that it'll grow outside. Market More variety of cucumbers should grow outside. They probably won't get as big a crops as they would in the polytunnel or greenhouse, but hopefully a big enough crop to get some cucumbers from, so we'll see how they get on. If not, we can revert back next year and try them in the polytunnel and just try and get down more to keep them watered. The same goes for tomatoes. I've planted all them outdoors as well this year, just because I've not got time to water. So hopefully we'll get them done. So yeah, we have been busy down at the plot, and also I've been really busy this month launching my brand new t-shirts ready for summer, when it comes, that is. So if you're checking the link in the bio, there's 25 new t-shirt designs. Now these can be posted out worldwide, so if you're listening worldwide, they can be posted out, and they're not Gardening with Ben t-shirts. We have got Gardening with Ben t-shirts and hoodies, but these are just generic gardening t-shirts, which will do for any gardener that enjoys growing plants, growing vegetables, just enjoy gardening in itself. So yeah, I've done that because I know people enjoy wearing gardening t-shirts and stuff like that, and I know some people want to support me, so this is one way you can support me, by purchasing a t-shirt from my store, which is in the description below. So I hope that you do have a look and maybe make a purchase, and they usually arrive within 7 to 14 days, as these are printed on demand. I don't keep them in stock because it cost me thousands to print them all off ready. So make sure you check in that link and check out all my t-shirts. So yeah, hopefully we'll get down further on the plot this week. In my next episode of the podcast, we will be talking about stuff that you can still plant this month. There's still plenty of stuff you can be planting in July, so make sure you click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts, to stay up to date with the next episode. So thanks for listening, and as always, remember, keep gardening. Thank you for listening to today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed Gardening with Ben. Remember to do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the podcasts that are launched, and check out the link in my bio to my fantastic shop selling some fantastic t-shirts and hoodies for you to wear down at the Allotment. And you can also get a Gardening with Ben mug, so feel free to check it out, and remember, keep gardening.